uh, Georgia got everything they could possibly handle out of Ohio State, and at the mercy of a missed Buckeye field goal, are going to the national championship. Regardless of how they get there, Stetson Bennett has a chance to do what no college quarterback has done in the modern era: back-to-back national champs. Uh, Hack, what was your impression when you were watching the Dogs and Buckeyes go back and forth out there?
I thought it was everything that I expected out of this football game. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Two of the most talented teams in America, two of the best coaching staffs in America, and they put on a show. It was awesome to watch both sides of the ball. I thought Jim Knowles did a great job picking and choosing his time of when to be aggressive. I think Ryan Day did a great job of dialing it up for CJ. I thought he played phenomenal. I think it's just so hard, man. Like just talking about his legacy and not ever getting over that hump and winning the big games and bringing home the hardware like the other guys. Before him, he played well all year. He's exceeded expectations in a lot of ways, but he just doesn't carry like I said, the hardware that some of his predecessors do. And it's unfortunate for his legacy at Ohio State, but I think he'll be all right. And then on the other side of the ball, Georgia, just gritty performance. I think defensively did a great job. Stetson Bennett, making an early mistake, starting hot, making an early mistake, kind of just fizzling out there a little bit, the end of the second quarter into the third quarter, and then put together one of the best fourth quarters we've seen in a really long time. Just goes to his story, add another chapter to his book, man. That kid, he might end up being Chase Daniels in the NFL for 10, 15 years, but if he doesn't move back to Athens, if he pulls this shit off, I don't know what he's doing, because he's going to be, I don't know what, they might build a Mount Rushmore in Georgia for that kid. So phenomenal. But I one of those games where it could have gone either way. You expect Noah Ruggles to come out there and knock that through. He's done it all year, but just a great football game. Definitely one that I'll remember for a long time.
Trevor, just your open impressions of the game, knowing that Georgia, to some of Hack's points there, 9 yards of play. Stroud, 4 touchdown passes for Ohio State. He did everything you could ask of him, including showing a willingness to pull the ball down in critical moments and either navigate through the pocket and make a big play. He had that big touchdown to Harrison, or just pull it down and go steal some yards for us to set up the
game-winning field goal.
That was huge. And then Bennett, also to Hack's point, 398 yards passing in a semifinal for a glamorous blue-collar team. That's basically what Georgia is. 400 yards, another 3 touchdown passes on his part. Hack, TK, what did you learn, or what impressed you most, like watching one of the great games we're going to see in maybe ever?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, the bad taste about the Michigan-Ohio State game from a little over a month ago is out of my mouth. I thought the way that Ohio State showed up, they answered that call. They played hard. They played physical. Like you guys said, CJ Stroud came out and flexed his muscles. I think that if there was a trophy that was being passed around at the end of each season, the wide receiver U trophy stays at Ohio State for another year, certainly with Marvin Harrison Jr. and the rest of that core. CJ Stroud's going to play this game for a long time. He's going to sell a lot of jerseys in whatever jersey that is at the next level. And so a really big tip of the cap to Ohio State. And I'll say this too, before we get to Georgia. I think that if Ohio State comes out and plays with that intensity against Michigan, it's a completely different football game. Completely different. And so, again, hats off to Ryan Day and that group for really getting prepared and playing a good game. But Georgia, the been there before factor and the mailman. I think the thing I love the most about Stetson,
now the milkman.
The milkman, that's right. The thing I love most.
Oh, he's rebranded.
Yeah. The thing I love most about him is he has gotten to the point where he may have the most confidence on the field in himself than any player in the country. And when he's asked to do something, hey man, go win the football game, he has that look in his eyes like he's going to go get it done. It's almost like, man, what is this guy doing? He's not nearly as talented as the guy across the field from him, but why is he so confident in himself? Well, it's because he can go get it done, and he showed that. Like you mentioned, just shy of 400 yards. He's got a lot of talent. He doesn't have the measurables. He doesn't pass the eye test, but the dude is a baller, and the dude has confidence. And Hack, you said it perfectly. If he can get this done here in the next couple of weeks, they should do the Mount Rushmore of Stetson Bennett and
All
just
four
go
faces.
ahead and have him sign the contract. Hey man, you want to come and be a part of Georgia faithful forever and shake hands and kiss babies? Name the price. We'll sign it right now because that's what you've done for this program.
We have talked at length about how equally talented this game was. Outside of Alabama, there is no other program that's going to walk out there and go toe-to-toe, position for position with Georgia with an equal. And in some cases, an increase. 5 stars, 4 stars, Hack said it, coaching staff, the experience, the talent, the legacy, et cetera, et cetera. Did Ohio State do anything in this game that could have put them at a loss? Like did they lose this game? I mean, outside of the field goal, or was it really just misfortune? Because for most of the game, Ohio State had controlled this. They counterpunched. They led by 2 touchdowns for a quarter and a half.
Twice. They led by 2 scores twice.
And I'm going to clean up this question. Could they have done anything more? That's a succinct way to ask it.
I mean, like reality, make the field goal at the end of the game and go be playing on Monday, right? But I talked about that too. It's just one of those things, man. That's why it's so great. Like this game is so awesome. You watch 2 equal forces collide, and if they play this game, the exact game 10 times, who knows how it shakes out, right? It's one of those games where it's like, I don't even know if it was a play that defined this. There was probably like a minuscule like clock management thing that defined this football game, which is insane. And you don't really see that often in college football. And that's why it's so valuable to me in terms of watching it and seeing how it played out. It was incredible.
Sorry, Hack, go ahead.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead. Like, I mean, there's no more to say.
I was just going to agree with that. When you're watching a football game, take out really getting into the nitty gritty. But when you just have the feeling of, oh, I can't wait for the next drive, something great's going to happen. And it really is, haymaker after haymaker after haymaker, as opposed to, all right, they're playing pretty good, and then one team's going to fall off, or there's a horrible turnover here, or this, that, or the other. It was one of those games that reminded me of the Tennessee-Alabama game this year, where you're just glued to the TV. You can't wait to see what happens next. Somebody's going to end up winning the game, whether it's a missed field goal or just time runs out. But certainly one of the best football games that I enjoy watching, maybe in the last decade.
And like you said, Trev, and Michael Felder made this point too, it was just a clean football game.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so clean.
Yep.
Really, the only thing you can point to is Stetson's interception.
Yep.
That's it. Everything else, it was clean on all sides.